The U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has died. A statement released by the court said the 87-year-old died of pancreatic cancer at her home in Washington. Ginsburg was seen as a champion of women's rights, a popular icon, and the leader of the court's liberal wing. Her passing now gives President Donald Trump the chance to shore up the conservative majority when choosing a replacement.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg was appointed to the Supreme Court in 1993. The champion of women's rights became only the second female Supreme Court justice, and in her 27 years of service, she became seen as the unquestioned leader of the court's liberal wing.
There was nothing subtle about it. It was women can't do this and they can't do that. Almost all of those explicit barriers are gone. What remains is what's often been called unconscious bias.
The Supreme Court announced Ginsburg's death in a statement, saying she died with her family at her side. President Trump was given the news after addressing a campaign rally in Minnesota.
She led an amazing life. What else can you say? She was an amazing woman. Whether you agreed or not, she was an amazing woman who led an amazing life. I'm actually sad to hear that. I am sad to hear that. Thank you very much.
Trump's Democratic presidential challenger Joe Biden also paid tribute to Ginsburg, but said her successor should not be chosen until after the upcoming election.
But there is no doubt, let me be clear, that the voters should pick the president, and the president should pick the justice for the Senate to consider.
But a bitter Senate fight to fill Ginsburg's place on the Supreme Court seems sure. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said a vote on a Trump nominee would take place. With much of US politics hamstrung by deep polarization, the makeup of the Supreme Court is crucial in shaping law on fundamental issues, such as abortion. But Justice Ginsburg had a critical view of the politicization of the nomination process.
I don't know what it will take, but we really should get back to the way it was when people were examining the qualifications of someone to be a judge, rather than trying to guess how they would vote.
Mourners lit candles for Ginsburg on the steps of the Supreme Court, while there was praise for her legacy from across the political divide. The search for her successor threatens to be less dignified.
And let's cross over now to Taylor Millard, a correspondent for NBC News Radio in Dallas, Texas. Tell us, what is the legacy of Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
So Ruth Bader Ginsburg's legacy is going to be one where actually she was respected by everyone, regardless of whether they agreed with her or not. You look at the way people have responded to this, whether they are Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, Green Party, they all had respect for her. And she was a pop culture phenomenon, the notorious RBG, as she was remembered. She's going to have a really good legacy, even if not everybody agrees with her opinions that she doled out when she was on the court.
And we're in an election now, just over 6 weeks away until a new president is chosen by the American people. Who does her death benefit?
That is a really interesting question, because there are multiple ways you could look at it. From a Republican standpoint, it could be galvanizing because obviously she was the head of the liberal wing. So you could look at it as evangelical Christians are going to come out and vote en masse for President Donald Trump because they hope to get the Roe versus Wade decision gotten rid of. You could look at it as galvanizing for the left because, say, Joe Biden picks somebody who is, or says he's going to nominate somebody who is well respected, who is well seen. It could end up being a flashpoint there with more liberals and more Democratic socialists deciding they will go and vote for Joe Biden. So it really remains to be seen. It could benefit both, but it really depends on how the political candidates go for it.
Yeah, and Roe v. Wade was, of course, the decision that enshrined the woman's right to have an abortion. Let's just get to what's going to happen next. Is it possible to have a new judge before a new president is sworn in?
It's possible. However, the president was set in 2016 when Mitch McConnell said that he would not hold hearings or vote on former President Obama's choice in Merrick Garland to be on the Supreme Court. McConnell said he wasn't going to hold hearings on it. He was going to wait until the next election. So he would be basically going against his own words if he decided to go ahead and slam through a vote. However, confirmation hearings, even this close, it would be really hard to get a nominee through, but still possible.
Okay, Taylor Millard, thanks so much for that.
Thank you.